Hello friends, this is Shivakkumar again. Good morning. From the comment section, actually, I like to prepare videos actually related to SAP Agile Methodology. Okay, so Agile in the sense SAP Activate. So many people are asking what is the difference actually between difference from the SAP ASAP and Activate, right? So actually, I have just highlighted in my previous video. Actually, I have given the difference between SAP Agile or Activate or the SAP ASAP methodology, right? In this video, I like to cover why, what, and how and where we need SAP Activate in SAP project implementation. Okay, the question is what, why, how, and where to implement SAP Activate. So, as a part of as a part of partner customer and a partner testing services held in SAP Wallraf, right, in SAP Germany, in headquarters, their headquarters. SAP presented SAP Activate methodology, and I like to give this video as an extract of contents of the Wallraf presentation, SAP presentation, and how they represents the method to get easily understand to the all the stakeholders, the clients or business users or IT consultants or end users or core user, right? First thing, what is SAP Activate in a overall view, right? SAP Activate is a methodology used in S4 HANA and is a unique combination of SAP I can say best practices. I can best practices. So the methodology and SAP. I can say the SAP guided configuration delivered with the reference solution. It enables customers to start fast, build smart, and run simple, continuously innovating in the cloud, and you can operate anywhere, any part of the world, right? So that is very challenging thing in the old ASAP methodology. Now it is even though you are using NetWeaver, all these things portals, actually now actually the cloud has given this a lot of innovations and simplification and remote operations and everything, right? So that is considered as the best. So SAP Activate is a successor of ASAP and SAP launch methodology, right? SAP introduced SAP launch methodology 1 year ago. This launch methodology 1 year ago for the SAP cloud-based solutions. Now, these two methodologies are not the SAP suggested methodologies. Okay. In other words, SAP Activate methodology is designed to support a broader coverage of SAP solutions, starting with SAP S4HANA. And the methodology enables the co-innovation with the customers and is accessible to the partners like us. Let's say, for example, partner in the sense the people who are working in IT industry, they are the partners to their client for as a SAP implementation partner, right? So that is what I am saying. And when you go deep dive into the important key elements, SAP Activate, which is the combination of SAP best practices, guided configuration, and then methodology optimized for SAP S4 HANA. So, what are the key elements? That is, first one, SAP best practices, right? SAP best practices is a baseline for SAP S4 HANA, contain complete and consistent configuration settings and assets to use enablement of I can say enablement I can say the word, actually I forgot the name, I think accelerators, right? So accelerators in your implementation projects. So what does it includes, right? The accelerator, what accelerator will need in your implementation. So first thing, business process structure with technical steps, okay, and that include financial and logistical areas, and then accelerator for your implementation projects, and then integration information with other cloud solutions such as success factors in case of SAP HR, and employee central or Ariba network in case of SAP Ariba procurement, right? Sourcing and supply, sourcing and procurement, and migration documents which help to migrate either from non-SAP systems or from other legacy SAP systems, and then graphical presentation of all the business processes and predefined test scripts and testing automation process available in SAP S4 HANA. So these will cover the best practices. So best practices, again I am saying, business process structure with the technical steps included for the finance and logistical area, and then accelerator for your implementation project. Then third one, integration information with cloud solutions such as success factor and the Ariba networks. So all these things, actually field glass, all these things. And then actually we have migration documents which help to migrate either from non-SAP to SAP or legacy SAP systems, that is old systems, like the older version of ECC5, ECC6 kind of thing, and graphical representation of all the business process. I mean the pictorial view, I can say, and then predefined test script. So which process to be tested and what are to be documented, those things to be covered for the testing, and testing automation process available in SAP S4 HANA. Okay, that covers the SAP best practices. Next comes to the guided configuration in the as a second element. Okay, there are totally 3 elements in that. We are going first saw SAP best practices as the first element, second then guided configuration as a second element. So what is a guided configuration? Very good question. So it is a set of tools, assets and accelerator which assists the implementation of SAP S4 HANA. This helps right from the I can say the initial setup all through even after the go live support. The guided approach helps to bridge the gap between the business and the IT groups to have a successful implementation, which reduces the gap, right, between the business and the IT partners. The entire process of collaboration will be recorded, so the supplying a configuration history in case of the system. So the third component, actually first we saw the guided SAP best practices, and then actually the first key element, second one guided configuration, third one is one methodology of implementation. So SAP Activate methodology is used for initiating any implementation in SAP S4 HANA. It is a successor of ASAP methodology and SAP launch methodologies, and creates which caters to the usage of SAP's premium engagement, etc. Okay, why is SAP needed? Okay, as explained, SAP is succeeding all variants of ASAP 8 methodology and SAP launch. Okay, ASAP 8 will be replaced with SAP Activate methodology for on-premise editions, and this will be supported in SAP S4 HANA and SAP Business Suite, that is ERP, CRM, SRM, and SAP launch will be replaced with SAP Activate methodology for cloud enterprise solutions and SAP Activate methodology to project service editions. Okay, this will support implementations in SAP S4 HANA cloud editions, currently excluding cloud cloud marketing editions, and in H2 the second half of the year 2015 will be transitioned to SAP C4C and Ariba platforms, right? Now it is better to understand what is the difference between SAP Activate compared to ASAP and launch methodology. Okay, and SAP Activate as improvement in the below area. So this is very important. What are the improvements that SAP Activate bring down to the clients or IT partner or any stakeholders? So based on SAP best practices and then reduced project life cycles, so only 4 phases in SAP Activate, and up to 10 key deliverables per phase. Thus, easier access to key guides and accelerators. Blueprint activities replaced with the solution validation, and the agile implementation as a default methodology for or a base for the SAP Activate. Okay, SAP will continue to access to the last version of SAP 8 methodology. SAP service market place for the project teams that using it today. There will be no further content or enhancement made to SAP 8 going forward as a new implementation methodology. Assets will be made available through SAP Activate framework. Okay, how does SAP Activate deploy? So we have seen what is SAP Activate and different phases. Why SAP is activated? So we have jotted down the benefits or the improvements in SAP Activate implementation, and now we are going to see how does SAP Activate can be deployed. SAP Activate can be deployed in 3 ways. Okay, new implementation, then actually system conversion, and then landscape transformation. Okay, these are the main areas where SAP can be deployed. Okay, SAP Activate can be deployed. The roadmap to get SAP S/4HANA in order to move to maximize benefits will vary according to the different business and IT and it drives. Okay, example, client may already use SAP Business Suite on SAP HANA today, right? So client could be new to SAP, or client may have a mature SAP landscape that you plan to simplify and transform. In order to support the different starting points, there are 3 main adaptations or roadmaps to be investigated. First one is new implementation. In this scenario, you are installing a new SAP S/4HANA system and migrate your data clients, right? Clients will benefit from new implementation of industry leading business suite and re-engineering and process simplifications based on ready to run business process and reference solution delivered with the product. So this is nothing but a new implementation. When coming to second SAP Activate deployment method, that is system conversion or a migration, right? In this scenario, you are already using SAP Business Suite on SAP HANA or any database and want to convert your current system into SAP S/4HANA system, right? So this can leverage run deployment and start, right? There is start, run, deploy, right? RDS, rapid deployment solution, and benefit from migration without implementation, right? So no disruption for the existing business process. So reevaluation of customization of existing process flows and transform over time. So there is no deviation from the process or existing setup, just you are converting to migrating to the S/4HANA from the business suite, but actually any of the database will be the SAP HANA database. Okay, so there is no big challenge in that. And then actually landscape transformation as a third point of SAP Activate deployment method. First one we saw new implementation, second one system conversion, third one landscape transformation. In this scenario, okay, you might have more complex requirements will come into mind. You might want to use SAP HANA as your central finance system or move selected applications to SAP S/4HANA, say finance or purchasing or a sales can be selectively chosen and migrated to SAP S/4HANA, leaving behind the other models. Okay, or you might want to simplify your system landscape by consolidating multiple business units into one new SAP S/4HANA instance. This would be similar to RDS approach, RDS, that is rapid deployment solution approach. However, the upgrade to the latest enhancement package and the migrate of SAP HANA are supported by the services based on SAP landscapes, right? And the transformation, SAP landscape transformation or replication of service, okay? These also have a few benefits, like they would stay with the current business process and move gradually to S4 HANA innovations, harmonized business process, and shared master data through consolidation, okay? And the which can carve out of single entities of the company to S4 HANA, S4 HANA, and leverage process simplifications, okay? And for each of the above scenarios, that is new implementation or landscape transformation or a system conversion, we have to go through the different 4 phases. That is prepare. Prepare will show you start with the business best practices by reusing the knowledge assets and pre-built content. Second one, explore, moving into the pre-assembly, rapid prototyping, solution validation workshops, and delta backlog. Third one, realize. In this phase, iterative delta scope implementation and end-to-end integration testing. Fourth one, deploy. This is the final phase where the rollout is done. Now, we have discussed about what, why, how. So now actually where we need to implement SAP Activate, right? First we have discussed about what is SAP Active in a high level description, and the deep dive into the 3 key component of elements, right? That is SAP best practices, and then guided configuration, and one methodology, and next why we need SAP Activate in a client or new business process. And then we have how does we need to implement SAP Activate in a client, how we need to deploy SAP Activate in a client place or client network, okay? So we have 3 important methods of deploying the SAP Activate, that is new implementation, system conversion, and landscape transformation. And we need to achieve all these 3 methods or 3 different ways of deployment using 4 different phases. That is I can say prepare phase, explore phase, realize phase, and deploy phase. So what we do in prepare is starting the best practices and reusing the knowledge assets and pre-built content, whatever we already using. And explore, moving into the pre-assembly, rapid prototyping, solution validation workshops, and delta backlog. And realize, in this phase, the iterative details, iterative delta, when whatever difference we have found gaps which we needs to be implemented in the scope of implementation, and then followed executed in end-to-end integration testing, and then deploy as a last phase or 4th phase. This is the final phase where all the rollout is done. So now we come to the last important thing, where to find SAP Activate methodology content, okay? Assets and accelerators are linked to the different phases of the methodology, so they are freely accessible and easily approached. SAP best practices and assets and accelerators are directly accessible through manage your solution in the front end or the first screen of SAP S4 HANA. I can say that in the Fiori application of SAP S4 HANA. Additionally, these assets are available through solution manager templates and online SAP service marketplace, okay? Normally this manage your solution, build your own solution, configure your own solution is available in the Fiori as well as the solution manager templates and online SAP service marketplace. You cannot find in the on-premise or a guide based SAP on-premise networks, right? You cannot find that. So it's a guide methodology is same like ECC or ECC5. The configuration notes, we have IMG implementation guides and everything, notes are available, right? That is totally different. And SAP Activate methodology assets are available through standard documentation of the implementation methodologies. In addition, SAP Activate methodology project management accelerators are made available through the SAP Jam. So people will ask why we need SAP Jam. Means this SAP Activate methodology project management accelerators are available through SAP Jam. The complete documentation of SAP best practices through solution manager templates and online on SAP Service Marketplace will be available in request access. So you can find in http colon double forward slash bit.ly forward slash SAP Activate and public access. So http colon forward slash double forward slash sap.com/activate. Okay, these are the request to access and public access available for the I can say where to find the SAP Activate methodology documentation or content. So in a short content, okay, now we have a concluded part of SAP Activate methodology. In a short thing, SAP Activate is a combination of best practices, guided configuration methodology which allows building smart and running simple. SAP Activate gives a freedom to run fast with the Fury user interface, simply called UX, with a lower TCO and continuous innovation with built-in extensibility to fit different needs. The key takeaway will be that SAP Activate is one methodology for any deployment mode, that is cloud or hybrid or on-premise or a mobile for SAP S/4HANA systems. I hope the details I have discussed here will be more useful when you are having in mind what is SAP Activate, why we need SAP Activate, how we need to approach SAP Activate, how to deploy, and where to get the SAP Activate related content or documentation. I hope this will be more useful to the new persons and experienced consultants in ECC who are willing to migrate to S/4HANA or SAP HANA field. So I hope this is more useful. Thanks for watching my video. This is Shivakkumar signing off.